Hello, you are welcome again to enyomedia. We have a guest here. She is Madam Linda from Oboh Teaching Hospital, the psychiatric unit. The other time we spoke about general mental health issues. Today we want to speak solely on suicide. Please, before we continue, allow me to acknowledge my sponsors. My first sponsor is Joycraft Enterprise. The contact of Joycraft is 0208000000. Joycraft is into wholesale supply of biscuits and non-alcoholic drinks. Joycraft is also into ladies' wear and children's wear. Our second sponsor is Prelac Enterprise. The contact of Prelac is 0246819277. Prelac is dealers in wax drinks, ladies' nightwear, and then children's also have their things there when you go to Prelac. Prelac is located in Oboh. Then our refreshment sponsor is SDS Special. The contact is 0241019098. SDS Special is into healthy drinks, Winnie Miss, shea butter, and located at Trafalgar and then also at Goshen City Down, all in Oboh. Then my bracelet and earring is sponsored by Esgod Beads. The contact of Esgod Beads is 0242756924. Now we will come back to Madam Linda. Madam, please, because of those who may not have watched the first video, kindly introduce yourself for us.
Thank you. I'm Linda Oboh from Oboh Teaching Hospital, currently a resident member of Ghana College of Nurses and Midwifery.
Thank you. The other day during our discussion, suicide came up. And please explain to us, what is suicide?
Suicide is the intentional act of taking one's own life. That is the simple definition for suicide. When you yourself decide that, no, I'm fed up with life, so I want to take my own life without being sick of any medical condition or dying through accident, but it is intentional. We do it intentionally. Yeah, that is suicide.
Okay. And I remember you said that people die through suicide, but we shouldn't say people commit suicide. Okay. Please, can we get any statistics on suicide?
When we say people, we shouldn't say people commit. When we say commit, then it is like it is a crime. But those who die through suicide are people going through some form of mental health issues. They are people going through some form of social problems that they need help. So doing it is not a crime. It's not like they want it. So that's why we say it shouldn't be stated as it is a crime that you have committed. Therefore, if they attempt and maybe they don't succeed, then it means you have to prosecute or jail or something of that sort. But they die through it because they need help. They are going through something. And then suicide is a public health issue. The 10th leading cause of death between the ages of 15 to 29 years. That's people between these ages. And according to WHO, every year globally, about over 700,000 people die out of suicide every year. Yeah, that is alarming. Every year globally, over 700,000 people die out of suicide.
That is strange.
Yeah.
But what are the causes? What to make someone think that he or she should take his or her life?
Yeah, everything has a cause. Like we say, every behavior is meaningful. And those who die through suicide might be going through any of these mental health issues like bipolar disorder, like depression, like schizophrenia, or some are impulsive, maybe loss of a loved one, loss of a property, being diagnosed with a terminal illness, that they think that no, I can no longer cope with it. Sometimes through abuse of substances like alcohol also leads to people dying through suicide. Yeah.
Okay.
And then some trauma. Yeah. People who have been abused either physically, emotionally, or sexually. Yeah. Also at a point, example, or let me state this, when a young lady has been raped by 3 or 4 men, at that point, what might come through the person's mind is no, I cannot take this. What if the person has transmitted any diseases to me? What will people think about me? So sometimes things like this make people not to think about any other thing, but the only thing is no, I can no longer stay with it. I can no longer continue with life. So all that they think about is to die.
Okay. Let me ask, do economic reasons also come in for someone to commit suicide?
Sure, they are all
Okay.
part of the causes of suicide. In this COVID era, with a lot of people losing their jobs, a lot of people losing their money, their properties, it's not everybody who is able to cope that okay, I have lost this. How do I come back? What are some of the things to do? How do I cope with these situations? It's not everybody who has that ability to cope. So the inability for people to cope with this hardship, seeing that we wake up in the morning, what to eat is not there. I have to pay children's school fees. As a man, I can no longer contribute in the house, the family, the society. Then people feel like, oh, at this point, I feel worthless. I feel like there's no hope again because I don't have a starting point. So then what's next? Then let me just die.
So, in case someone is watching us and that person is contemplating suicide, please, is there any hope for the person?
There is hope. Suicide is not an option. Like we keep on saying, suicide is not an option. There is hope. You see, it's all about the ability to cope with situations. It's all about the ability to understand that, okay, in life, there are bad times and there are good times. Today, it is bad. COVID has come. There are a lot of economic hardship, increase in petrol, diesel, increase in everything. But tomorrow it will be okay. Tomorrow it will be lighter. And then the social support system too. That is another thing that is now lacking. Gone were the days the extended family system was so much strong that when you have a relative to help you with it. Fine, I'm not speaking against the nuclear family system, but the social support system in general. Yeah, now it's like everybody, we are all thinking for ourselves, everybody for him or herself, God for us all. So when we bring about that social support system where we know that, oh, okay, this lady who used to come to church, dance a lot, plays tambourine, sings, and all that, now she is no more coming to church, or she comes to church, but you realize that she just sits down, she doesn't play the tambourine, she doesn't sing. When they close from church, she is going home. Let's get closer to that person. Oh, sister, is there any problem? Can I help you? You can talk to me. We should always seek for help. Because if you don't seek for help, then you still be having that thought that there's no hope. I am worthless. There's nothing living for. No, there's something living for. So suicide is not an option. The contemplations may come, but we shouldn't stand on it that the only solution or the only thing to solve this problem is through dying, is by dying through suicide. It is not an option.
Thank you so much. Madam says suicide is not an option. Please, you stated some symptoms, but could you give us more symptoms so that when someone is contemplating suicide, we will have an idea?
Okay, so such people begin to withdraw. They begin to withdraw from activities, they begin to withdraw from people. You will see some too who will be sharing their personal belongings or personal things. This bead, it's okay, you can have it. That, just take it. You will see people, there will be changes in their sleep patterns. The person goes to bed, 12 o'clock is away, he's not able to sleep again. There might be changes in their eating habits. There might be changes in their interpersonal relationship with others, and the way they work, their attitude towards work might also change. So all these are some of the symptoms, and some will also begin to hear voices, and sometimes they might tell one or two people that, oh, I heard a voice telling me this or that. I've seen this vision. And with the bipolar disorder, during the manic phase, they might engage in gambling or risky behaviors. They might engage in some sexual activities, inappropriate ones. So when the depressed state starts coming, they begin to withdraw. They begin. So when you see somebody all of a sudden, hey, hey, it's all over. Like you could hear of that person all over. Then at a point you realize that no, you are no more hearing about this person. This person is no more coming closer, no more telling you a lot of things. You should get closer to that person. You should try to find out. Let the person know that you are there for that person. Sometimes we just need somebody to tap us. Oh, it is well. Everything will be fine. So we should just get closer. So these are some of the things we should realize. And then you might also see somebody asking, oh, so you said this drug, if I take 10 or 20, what will happen to me? Oh, so you can die, eh? Oh, okay. But what about this pesticide or this metal? You say, which of part of my body do you say when I pierce it with a knife, what will happen? If I cut here, you say I will bleed to death. When you hear people asking some of these strange questions, you should probe further to know that what is actually happening. Why is the person asking these questions? Why has the person all of a sudden there is rope dry lines in the house? Why has the person gone to buy another dry line? What is the person using it for? You should probe further and know that, oh, okay, it could be that all is not well and this person might need help.
Uh, Let me ask this question. Should we talk about the methods people die through suicide? Is it important we
Oh,
discuss?
yeah, we
Okay,
can.
then please help us.
And this is in context of the culture, the society, or the country. So mostly people die through suicide by using pesticides, overdose of pesticides, overdose of medications, yeah, or through hanging. And then, like when you go to the other side of the world, through fire guns, using it and all that. Some also, I know that I am on this medication. Doctor has told me that when you stop taking it, you will die. Oh, I am sick of tired of this whole condition. When am I going to come out of it? Will I continue taking this medication for how long? Then let me just leave it and die. So people do that, and then they will just stop taking the medications. Yeah.
Okay. I want to find out, do adolescents die through suicide?
Yes, the statistics I mentioned earlier is the 10th leading cause, the fourth leading cause of death between the ages of 15 to 29 years. 15 to 29 years. Adolescence on its own is a stage that comes with a lot of changes: physical, emotional, social. The adolescent trying to find his role in the society, like the body shape being concerned to the adolescent, academics, the type of friends the adolescent should choose. It comes with a whole lot of things. So they sometimes become overwhelmed. And then some who are being abused might be abused, and then at the same time being threatened. If you say it, this will happen to you, or you will do this or that. So such adolescents also find the situation like, okay, then what can I do? If I cannot talk to my parents, if I can't find anybody to confide in, and this is what I am going to, then what happens? Then let me just take my life. Let me just die.
Okay.
So for suicide is irrespective of who you are. If irrespective of your social status, irrespective of the race, the tribe, irrespective of everything, anybody at all can die through suicide.
Okay, if it is from 15, then parents and then child handlers in the different societies, And then in the churches, we have a long way to go.
Sure.
We have to draw the adolescents closer to us. That is something we should do if we have not been doing. Please, if someone is showing signs of going through suicide, what should we do as a family or a community? What should we do for such a person?
Get closer to the person. Let the person know that you are there to listen to him or her. Let the person know that you care for the person. Let the person know that he is not the only person going through something. Care for that person. You know, it should be consistent, because when you go to the person once, so there's nothing wrong with me, but you know that there's something wrong with that person. Most of the time, when we approach somebody, so I'm fine, I'm okay, we leave the person. I know a situation that happened like that. Oh, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm just busy. Oh, okay, this person is just busy. Then we leave. But it should be consistent. Since you've realized that no, the behavior change and all that, you should get closer to the person. It should be consistent. Persistently, oh, I can see that all is normal. Talk to me. You can confide in me. I am there to listen to you. It should be persistent, and with time the person will know that, oh, okay, I can confide in you, I can tell you something. When the person tells you, we can now seek for help by going to any of the psychiatric units in the country. Yeah, most of the hospitals have psychiatry wings attached. So when you talk to the person expresses that, oh, this is what I'm going through, I don't know how to handle it, I am hearing voices telling me to kill myself, how do I do it, I have come to a crossroad where I don't know what to do, I don't know the situation to take, what should I do? Since you don't have the expertise, you can now do it, seek for help with that person.
Thank you. I know someone in my neighborhood. Okay, let me say I knew, because now the person is no more. The person died through suicide, and the person wouldn't talk to anybody in the house unless maybe he wants money or food. That was the only time he would respond. And after the person passed on, when the relatives were going through his books, then they found out that he had written a note and hidden it in one of his books, that he was hearing voices, that he should kill the family members. But because he doesn't want to kill the family members, he decided to end it by killing himself. So, in a situation the person is not ready to talk, can you force the person to the psychiatric
You
unit?
said it is only when the person needs money.
Yes.
So when he needs the money, how does he communicate to the
I
people?
don't know.
The medium through which he communicates to them that I need money. They could have also used that same medium to communicate to him. They could have also used that same medium to communicate to him that, oh, this is the amount you need. Is there anything else? How may we help you? Is there something bothering you? And did they seek for help without the person? Did they like ask any expertise that, oh, this is what my brother is going through, how do we handle it?
I can't tell.
So he not communicating with the family didn't mean that, or doesn't mean that they couldn't have done anything to help the situation, because when he needs money he comes to you. How does he communicate? So we could use that as an advantage, that, oh, okay, you need money, you came to me. The medium through which the person communicated, we should also use that same medium to communicate to the person. Or we can go to any of the psychiatric, oh, this is what is happening in my house, how do I go about it? Give me an advice. The psychiatric unit is not only, excuse me to say, for people on the streets, for people most of the time, because of stigma. When we hear of psychiatry, all we think about is, oh, is the, excuse my language, is the mad people, is those on the streets. No, you can go there for an advice. You can seek clarification from there. This is what is happening. How do I handle it? What do you think? What should I do? Then the expertise will say, oh, okay, ask you, take some history, and then ask you, oh, okay, then let's do it this way, then let's handle it this way, and then you see that we will be on top of issues and we will be able to solve that issue. But if we don't do anything and we say that, oh, the person was not talking, it's not an excuse, or it's not something that we didn't try. Yeah, we didn't try.
Okay, we have learned something from that. Thank you for enlightening us. Please, I want to find out females and males. How is it? Do females commit? Sorry for using the commit again. Do females die through suicide?
Sure, but male succeed more than the females. Most of the time with the females is cry for help. And then, females have a lot of support systems because we have church groups, we have friends, and then in the society, females are termed as the vulnerable. So when a female is going through something, we will do everything possible most of the time to find out what is happening. But when it comes to male, we assume that males are superhero. Males have a man have to be fearful and what courageous. A man has to be able to go through everything. So most of the time we realize that no, this particular man, the behavior has changed, the interpersonal relationship, his attitude towards work, and we don't mind. All we know, oh, he's a man, you'll be able to go through it. So that is what makes more men prone to dying through suicide than females.
Thank you. So I've learned something that psychiatry is not for only mad persons. As we are here, if you have any challenge or if your neighbor, actually I have someone in my neighborhood, she is a lady. She will come to me and tell me that she's hearing voices, that they want to come and take her room from her. And what I always tell her is that let's be praying. But now that I'm hearing that when you hear voices, it's about such challenges. Maybe the next time I will advise, I don't know if she will take the advice, but I will say we should try and see a doctor or come to you. Okay. Okay. Suicide is not an option. I want to find out if someone is in our vicinity and the person is showing signs of, excuse me to say, I don't want to use that word, but
having psychosocial issues.
Okay, if the person is having psychosocial issues, how do we alert the person that we should go to the psychiatric clinic? You can't just bundle the person, so please help us.
That's a challenge.
Okay.
That's why I said, when you realize or you see something like that, the first thing is to get closer to the person, approach the person. Approach. It is only when you approach, let the person confide or have that trust in you that, oh, you'll be able to help him or her. Because there are instances where somebody might be going through a challenge. I would not like to share with any of the family members. But as an outsider, the person might be open and tell you whatever he or she is going through. So get closer to the person. Oh, nowadays in Ghana, when you are growing big or fat, they say, you are living good though. Life is good for you. But depression, because of the eating pattern, because of changes in eating pattern, where some people tend to eat more in depression, they begin to bloat.
Okay.
So depression, if you see somebody bloating or somebody who was slim, all of a sudden is becoming fat, you shouldn't think that, oh, the person is living well. Oh, life is good for you. No, no, that is not it. But you have to get closer to the person. Oh, my sister, now I've seen changes. So what is happening? Anything? How may I help you? Oh, I'm there. Oh, if you need anything, let's talk. Oh, okay. You see, consistently, you don't just do it once and think that, oh, the person might tell you everything. There are instances like that. But most of the time, people will like to know that, is this person really there for me? Would this person be able to help me? Would this person be like, if I tell this person what is happening, can he or she be of help to me? Will my problems be secure? Like, will my whatever I'm telling the person, are they secured? Or is he going to discuss it with somebody? Or what is the person will be having a lot of thoughts in his or her mind. So when you are getting, oh, is there anything You see, when you get closer, find out what is happening, find out how life is. Oh, I've seen changes in your body size. Any problem? Is there anything? Or your eating habits have changed, or the time you sleep. Hey, you are looking beautiful more, but hey, but is there, like, what is the cause, or what is the secret, or what is happening? You see, when you try finding out, then the person might be able to open up to you that, oh, it is not that. Oh, nowadays I eat a lot. Small time I'm hungry. Small time I'm hungry. Anytime I feel like eating food. Oh, is that what has been happening? Oh yeah. Oh. So what have you done about it? Or is that how you like it? Or is that how you used to be? Or is it because you are thinking too much? You see, you try to find out, get closer to the person. Yeah. And then
Thank
with
you.
time, you see that the person will open up to you, and then you can seek for help. But most of the time, when we see, oh, well, first, second approach, the person doesn't say, oh, then off. I'm busy.
Okay, this one is like, who gives care to the caregiver?
That is
When
it.
you were going, maybe you yourself, you have your challenges.
That is it.
So, one, two, you got tired. May God have mercy on all of us. Okay, I want us to acknowledge our sponsors again. We have Joy Calf Enterprise. The contact is 0200 800 000. Joy Calf is into wholesale supply of non-alcoholic drinks and biscuits. Also, ladies wear. For ladies wear, that is bags, shoes, dresses. You know all the things ladies want. Then Prelac Enterprise. Prelac's contact is 0246 819277. Prelax Prelac deals in wash print, ladies and kids underwear and nightwear. Our refreshment sponsor is SDS Special. The contact of SDS is 0241 019098. SDS Special deals in healthy drinks, Winnie Miss, shea butter, and SDS is found at Trafalgar or Goshen City. Do I say or? Trafalgar. One point is at Trafalgar, the other point is at Goshen City, both in Ho. Then my earring and then bracelets are from Esgot Beads. Thank you, our sponsors. Please, our tagline today is suicide is not an option. Suicide is never an option. Whatever you are going through, please know that times will pass and then the victory will be ours. Back to Madam Linda. Please, what are the effects of suicide?
Suicide affects individuals, it affects families, it affects the community, and it affects the country as a whole.
Okay.
Because when you die through suicide, imagine the torture you will go through before the death. Is it either through hanging, taking in pesticide, or whatever? The family, remember, the trauma the family will go through, the psychological trauma, the stigma. It is attached that, oh, that family, there's a case of suicide there, and anytime people will remember them that, oh, is it not this person that the father or the mother or the sibling died through suicide? It becomes a stigma on the family. It goes a long way to affect the family members. The trauma the children will go through growing up knowing that, oh, this is what my father, how my father died. This is how my mother died. The trauma, the entire family, the country, because we have lost somebody. We have lost somebody who was who will be resourceful. Imagine the kind of work the person used to do. Now there will be a vacancy at that place. Nobody will, even if we get a replacement, everybody is distinct. Everybody. So even when we get a replacement, there's one particular thing we will miss about the person, the country as a whole, because it becomes a national disaster, or the nation mourn over it. especially if it becomes so public and everybody is talking about it, then the nation has also lost somebody. And it is not something that is, let me say, something that is good to talk about as a nation. That, oh, every year and this number of people are dying through suicide, and that is not something that is good to be talking about. So suicide, it has an impact, and a serious impact on all these people have mentioned: the family, the individual, the nation, everybody.
Okay. Thank you again. We are about ending the show, but this reminds me about the news on in the media right now about someone climbing a high tension. Oh, that is also a form of
It's a
suicide.
form of suicide.
So can you say something
It's a
about
form
that?
of suicide. You know, when I watched the video, I felt sad. At a point, the guy leaned on a metal and was crying. I was like, no, this guy might be going through a lot that he didn't know what to say. But you know, the people down too were also fueling it. Oh, go, you will die, oh, you don't get down. You see, we lack, let me say, majority of us lack the knowledge about suicide. We felt like, oh, he just want to climb. No, nobody in his or her right sense would like to die such a painful death. Looking at the body on the ground, nobody in his or her right senses, you should know that the person is going through something. The guy was crying. He might be having some challenges, something that he felt like all hope is lost. He leaned on it. Even when he wanted to touch the lines, he tried and then he go back. But all that I was thinking was, this guy is thinking that if I calm down, how am I going to face it? What am I going to do? No, let me just touch it and die and be free. Yeah. So people go through a lot. People go through a lot. But like I said, suicide is not an option.
Yes.
And we should encourage the social support system. Let us be there for one another. We shouldn't wait for when this is happening before some will be begging, calm down. Others were also making mockery of the whole situation. You go, you will die, oh. You see, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. So we should be there for one another. When we see changes, let's get closer. People need help. It's not everybody who is able to cope with situations. It's not everybody. The ability to cope with situations, the ability to start all over. There are people who are in trauma, they are going through abuse, they are going through trauma, and they remain in it. And at a point, if I'm not able to do anything, then let me just die. Because the ability to start all over, if I come out of it, how do I start all over? If I come out of this marriage, how do I start all over? If I come out of this situation, how do I manage it? What will people say about me? You see, there are people who cannot just handle it, and the only thing they have is, let me just die. But when we have the social support system, when we have the nation taking serious note of mental health issues, we should take note of it. We should embrace it. We should talk more about it. Let people know that when you have issues like this is where you have to go to. There are a lot of people who, when they even have depression, they don't know where to go to. Because when you tell somebody that I want to visit the psychiatric unit, all the psychiatric unit, why? Are you going crazy? Or you are mad? You want to go and take that medicine? See, people, we have a lot of myth about it. And people have a lot of bad things like stereotype mindsets. Or when you say psychiatry, it is this. But that is not the thing. So because of that, people might be going through situations, issues, challenges, and they don't know who to go to. They don't know where to turn to. So as a nation, we should take mental health issues very serious. That is when people will know that, oh, okay, if I don't feel happy, the unhappiness has been with me for some time. When I wake up, I just feel like crying. Then I have to talk to this person. Then let me seek help. But when I don't feel happy and you don't know where to go to, what happens? Go to our OPDs and you realize that majority, I don't have statistics for it, majority of the people who come there have some form of psychosocial problems
Okay.
that are presenting in physical symptoms.
Okay.
So you will see somebody every day headache, every day I have back pain, every day I'm having stomach aches. There are psychosocial issues at the background that are presenting with this mental health, with these physical issues. So at a point when the person is not finding issues with doing doctor shopping from this hospital to that hospital, from here to here, this herbalist to this herbal shop and all that. At a point, if the person is not finding solution, then what next? But if we create that awareness, the awareness, it should be every day. When we constantly create the awareness, let people know that mental health issues, psychosocial issues, it goes beyond just the psychology, the disorders. It goes beyond it. It goes beyond going naked. It goes beyond walking and talking to yourself. It goes beyond walking and shouting. Let people know that when I am not feeling happy, when I am stressed out, when there is something bothering me, I can always go to the psychiatric unit. I can always talk to somebody. People, we will have less issues of people dying through suicide and then people harming themselves and all that.
Okay. So please, so when someone attempts suicide and the suicide is not successful, what happens? Do you pass the person through rehabilitation? Is there something like that?
That is only when we record, like the person is brought to the psychiatric
Okay.
unit. If the person is brought to the psychiatric unit, then we will have to take the person through counseling.
Okay.
We will have to take the person through treatment. Is it because of any psychosocial disorders like schizo or depression that is leading, like has led to that, or is it because of other social issues? So depending on what actually happened, then we help the person with that.
Thank you. Actually, we are about wrapping up the show, but I want to find out, as a religious country, that spirituality comes into suicide. People will say they hear things. Is it spiritual?
Like I said, psychosocial disorders like schizophrenia,
Okay.
it comes with thought disorder, it comes with hallucinations, where people hear voices, where people see visions, where people feel like there's something on the skin and all that. So people hear voices, somebody hearing voices doesn't mean that the voice is from God.
Okay.
It could be a disorder. It could be, and I don't think religiously, I don't think God will tell somebody that go and kill yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, before we end, we appreciate you so much. But do you have anything for the listening public, our viewers?
Yeah, what I have to say is let's take mental health issues very seriously. Let's take it. Mental health issues or mental health disorder is irrespective of who you are. It's not irrespective of person, no matter your social status, no matter who you are coming, where you are coming from, family background, your academic achievement. It doesn't matter who you are. Let's take it seriously and let's always seek for help. Seeking for help doesn't mean you are weak. It shows how strong, how brave, and how courageous you are. And let us also know that suicide is not an option. Say no to suicide and let's seek for help. Thank you.
So, today at enyomedia, we have learned a lot. Notably among them is that suicide is not an option. Seeking for help does not mean that you are weak, but it rather shows how courageous you are. Going to the psychiatric hospital or unit is not for only people with mental health disorders. So personally, I'll plan and come to you. Maybe I'll come with my whole family for assessment.
Sure.
So to you, our viewers, thank you so much. But please, if you have any problem with your mental health, kindly seek for help. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully, we will come your way again. Since Mama Linda has agreed to be helping us, we want to come your way again with a topic on depression. Hope to see you soon. Please follow us on Facebook and other social media handles. Enyomedia. Thank you. We are so grateful. Next time. Bye.